Hello, hello, and welcome to another VR program. This is currently being captured in the XRcast Studio on the Penn State Behrend campus. And so far, this is a professional development program that has had a ton of content, and we've been just pouring over all of it. So look back if you're interested in any of these. You can look back on those videos. But right now, we're actually on the very last module. So, video tips. Improve your soft skills. Okay. So these are 10 videos. And I think they're just normal videos. So I'll watch them, but I think they might just end up being the same video that you could find on YouTube. It's just that you're watching it in VR instead. So let's see the example. Okay, pitch.
My name is Susanna Cole. I make money with my money and other people's money. A typical example is bought for 85,000, renovated 7 grand, revalued Rick Surveil 130. If you want to make money with deals like that with me, come and speak to me.
Wow. I have to say, that was pretty. I like the enthusiasm, loud, straight to the point. I love that it said, what's next? What is with this? There's no exit button. Okay. At least that one worked. But for anybody who might not have watched the last episode, we were just doing the diversity, equity, and inclusion module, and it didn't quite work the way we expected. So hopefully this module is not doing the same thing.
What are the first words you should say in a speech? And what are the last words you should say in a speech? Now, tomorrow, I don't know how many of you are speaking, but I guarantee if you go to conferences, 19 out of 20 speakers will start in one of these ways. Number one, my name is Connor Neal. I'm from Tango, and this talk is about the latest trend in monitoring strategies. Now, all of you are sitting with a piece of paper in front of you that says, I'm Connor Neal, I've come from Ireland, and I'm going to talk about Tango 04 and this. So, by repeating what you already know, I'm giving a signal that it's a time to get your BlackBerry out. I've just signaled that this talk is opportunity to reconnect with BlackBerry, make sure the office is okay, maybe get some plans together for the weekend. Another way to start. The lights, the mic's working. How much time have I got? Okay, right. Okay, is it plugged in? And you laugh, but I guarantee tomorrow there's going to be some moments that get a little bit of that. And why? Because this is, for some of you, the first time you see this individual. They're here as a leader in their industry. And your kid at school presenting on giraffes does a better job. That's sad. So I think there's only 3 ways of starting a speech. And it's the same if you went into a bar. And there's a group of people, it's a networking event, much like you were at before you walked into this room. And maybe I came up to a group, of 3 people who are having a little conversation. I walk in and I say, hi, I'm Connor, I'm Irish, 38 years old. I have an interest in sailing, I like running. And they've walked away. So how do you get people to engage with you when you're networking?
Also, this isn't another space, so it's hard not to. There's nothing else to really pay attention to.
In networking, the best thing you can do is walk up. I think we know someone in common.
It's not like I'm pulling out my phone.
Try and walk away when someone comes up and says that to you. Hopefully you've done your research so you do know that you know someone in common, but with LinkedIn, you can find out who knows who on anyone you want. So how to start a speech. First way, with a question that matters to the audience. How do you phrase a problem that the audience faces in a question? So that'd be the third best way of starting a speech. The second best way of starting a speech is with a factoid that shocks. There's more people alive today than have ever died. There's more people alive today than have ever died. So there's a lot of speeches that can follow on from there. Every 2 minutes, the energy reaching the Earth from the sun is equivalent to the whole annual usage of humanity. All the energy, all the cars, everything moving, all the lighting, all the air conditioning of the world in 1 year is equivalent to 2 minutes of sun. Does that change how you think about energy? So, what's a fact that shocks the audience into rethinking? And Google has transformed your ability to get at these facts. Given 2 or 3 minutes, you can find out, one, whether anything I've said is true, but you trust me because I look the part and I'm from ESA. Those are, in fact, 2 true facts. I usually get someone come up to me at the end, are you sure? How do they measure dead and alive? But it's true. And it's not even close. But the best way to start a speech, and the way that I hope all of you use from now forward, is the same way we start a story to a child. Now, how do we start a story to a child? Érase una vez. Once upon a time. And what happens when you say once upon a time? I can tell you what happens when I say once upon a time. My daughter leans forward, gets ready to hear, engages. And we were all trained as kids to know when a story's coming. We also know when a teacher is about to deliver a 40-minute boring lecture that has no impact on our lives. But in business, you don't hear Jack Welch saying once upon a time. Steve Jobs doesn't start his speeches once upon a time. So there's a grown-up way of saying once upon a time. And if you listen to the conversations that are interesting around you at a dinner table, in a networking event, if you listen to the people that are gathering, the group of 8 that are listening to them, the way they're talking is different. The way they start is different. The way you tell stories as an adult is, in October, it was the last time I was in this room. There were 120 people in the room, and I was having a little conversation with one of the world experts on public speaking. And he said something to me. He said something to me that's had me thinking ever since. He said something to me that changed what I think about what's important in speaking. So now I can pause for about 30 seconds, 2-3 minutes, and you want to know what he said. So, in speaking in sales, we assume self-interest. So if you can tell a story from your own life that connects you to why this topic is important to you, why you first joined the company, when you first saw someone benefit, and you saw how their life was changed.
Okay. So, I mean, I guess we get the concept here. None of these are interactive like an exercise. It's just, it is kind of unique. Maybe you can team one of these videos up with another exercise, and you can put them in, and it's like you're viewing it in the living room. There's more of an expectation that you listen. You can't really sit on your phone while you're watching this to the same degree as you might if it was, if it was shared on your laptop or whatever. So I mean, I guess these are a cool selection, but it doesn't really add in that VR interactivity. So that's there. Appears that we have gone through everything. Just once again, here are all the different features. Just to recap some of what we've seen. Speech analysis function, where it gives you eye contact, filler words, speaking pace, loudness, listenability. You can record and save the speeches. You can do live feedback, so that is a really nice thing where it will tell you you're not looking to the right enough, or you're not looking to the left, or the words per minute is too quick, you gotta slow down. Send speeches from app. You could upload, you could have uploaded certain things. Nice. Add presentation slides. Again, that's something else. Bringing in your own slides, so now it really adds that real world element. You're actually looking at your slides, prepping for an upcoming meeting or an upcoming presentation. You could do the notes, as we showed with teleprompter videos, and then custom questions at the end. And some of them could even be AI generated as well, so could either be custom ones, could be general ones, or AI generated, depending on a certain topic. So, overall, very powerful program, a lot going on. I think I see a lot of value in this. I could see a lot of students enjoying this, and I could see a lot of faculty members coming at it from many different angles. Might be some that are more interested in just the speaking. Some of it is more, business ethics. I think interview preparation is good. Like if you're going to go into an interview, these 5 exercises are really good just to jump right into. Sexual harassment is obviously a very big one that had really good, video kind of real world examples. So that's good. Talking about specifically when you're introducing, how do you start a session? How do you explain a topic? How do you lay things out so that you can captivate your team or your people that you're trying to train? So overall, really, really good program. I do recommend VirtualSpeech, and if you are interested in using VirtualSpeech, either as a student or a faculty member, be sure to reach out to us. You can go to the var.psu.edu website. Again, that's var.psu.edu. This was filmed within the XRcast Studio on the Penn State Behrend campus. Thank you for tuning in for another VR run-through of this virtual speech program. That will be all for you now for this program, but stay tuned for more programs because we will continue to be doing these VR run-throughs. So thank you for tuning in, and adios.